Yo! What's good, Josh Project, and today we're back at again with another video. This is going to be... Come on, we got to talk about it. 100 people versus a gorilla. The honest truth. So I'm going to see what they say right here, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to join in on the debate as I go throughout this video, but y'all already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe to all social down below, and let's get into this thing, man. Let's go.
All of social media has been blowing up with the debate of one gorilla versus 100
Yeah,
humans.
bro.
The funny thing is that everyone seems completely divided onto who would win the fight. One side thinks that the gorilla would pull a Winston and just completely thrash the army of humans with ease, while the other side believes that the
think they gonna have a Hulk smash
just beat up the gorilla like it's Naruto. But who is actually correct? Is a gorilla versus 100 people actually a fair fight, or
Brock
is it
Lesnar,
actually a stomp?
Khabib, and
Does
Mike
the gorilla
Tyson's
win,
crazy.
or do the humans? Let's find out. If you like this kind of
Come
stuff,
on, man.
make sure to like, subscribe, and let's jump right
Let's
in.
see. Let's
now,
see.
To
I'm gonna
begin,
give my
I think
thoughts.
it's important to establish both sides of this fight. For the gorilla, we are assuming that this is essentially the strongest gorilla possible. Of the 4 gorilla species, easily the largest and strongest would be a silverback eastern lowland gorilla. At the absolute largest, gorillas can stand over 6 feet tall and weigh between 400 and 500 pounds, with the largest ever being about 600 pounds or even beyond. However, this fails to capture how a gorilla's overall proportions drastically exceed that of a normal human, with a wingspan of over 8 feet, drastically more muscle mass, and far less body fat. In comparison to the peak
Which is funny because you see that little belly coming out, but you think that, hey, that's just the fuel tank for a whoop-ass machine. Man, come on, bro.
Group of humans will be made up of 100 average people. There will be no boxers, nor MMA fighters or athletes, and instead it will just be 100 totally normal people with totally normal physical stats, with there being an equal number of
We're assuming,
now,
maybe that's what
average
they mean by
height
100
and
men,
weight
you know.
varies somewhat drastically across the planet, so for this video we'll be taking the stats from just Americans when possible. This means the 50 men in the group will be on average 5'9" and almost 200 pounds, while the 50 women in the group will be on average 5'4" and 100.
It says 100 men, though. They said the 50 women in the group. Nah, they said 100 men. Not 100 people. It's 100 dudes, though.
70 pounds.
Because we know the men naturally stronger and stuff like that, so yeah.
Fat. So ultimately, using the statistic of a healthier nation doesn't change these values very much, or the outcome, in my opinion. Still, either way, the gorilla is going to be far larger than any single human, exceeding them in height by a couple inches and being casually twice the weight of the average man. Also, just so we're all on the same page, this is what 100 people looks like. It's definitely not a small...
Really? Damn, it don't look that big, do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess that might be 100 people, isn't it? Oh shit. Oh yeah, that ain't a whole lot of people. Now that I'm, you know what? When you actually look at 100 people, if that's 100 people, nigga. Which really would just be 10 on each row, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, you know, you keep going and do that for like a couple more rows. But damn, that is not a whole bunch of people, bro.
But it's also not a massive crowd by any means. A lot of college lectures have more people than this in them. But that being understood,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, damn.
Determining the...
I ain't gonna lie. If you ask me, I'm gonna start off by saying I'm going gorilla. I'll explain my answer later, like in the late portion of this video, but I'm going gorilla, bro. I just think, like I said, I'll actually just say my explanation, but I'm picking
incredibly
gorilla.
Difficult for multiple reasons. Firstly, gorillas ultimately are not a predatory species, so in comparison to something like a bear, a wolf, or any of the big cats, they rarely, if ever, go out of their way to attack humans. Secondly, unlike for humans that will willingly do experiments to test the limits of human strength, doing the exact same thing is almost impossible for gorillas, because they're not just going to do a bench press for a couple of bananas, unfortunately. They
already naturally got that goddamn strength.
Most, if any, estimations of gorilla strength to be just that. Estimations based off of their bodies and the very rare instances of strength seen from them. Thirdly, there is a lot of hearsay and misinformation regarding gorillas. With most online sources...
Them niggas can get real aggressive, bro. You gotta watch out for gorillas, bro. Them niggas get aggressive. And y'all gotta understand, these niggas got like... they got like... strength beyond human capability. You know what I'm saying? So I think we gotta keep that in mind. These gorillas got... like... Shit, once you think you got good genetics, these niggas got that on steroids.
Claiming completely
plus more steroids.
Gorillas are actually
as their natural
Finally,
strength.
A lot of info about gorillas that does exist is oftentimes really old. The biggest issue, though, is that inconsistent information. For example, one website says they can lift 1,800 pounds, while another claims they can lift more than twice that at 4,000 pounds. Things get even more wild when these resources put it in terms of humans. Some claim that a gorilla is 8 times stronger than an average man. Another claims that they are 4 to 10 times stronger than a human. Another source claims 12 times, with another...
Imagine that they found this out by having a gorilla go in the weight room, and then see how much he can lift.
Claiming that gorillas are a whopping 20 times stronger than a human. Clearly, the only consistent thing agreed on here is that gorillas are stronger than humans. But this much variation in number between sources is enough to say that these numbers are completely made up or very unsubstantiated. So let's put them niggas in the weight room. Actual researchers have said about gorillas, or what we have actually seen them do in real life. Consistently, gorillas have...
I ain't gonna lie, if 100 people gonna attack them gorillas, they gotta be willing to put their life on the line, and you can't be running away and shit, nigga. Y'all gotta be fully committed.
Seen uprooting thin banana trees, shattering protective glass, and have broken human arms in brief attacks. Smaller and weaker primates like chimpanzees have shown feats of strength 2 to 3 times stronger than that of a normal human, around 800 to 1,200 pounds.
Even chimpanzees' little asses can do some shit.
A quarter of the weight of a gorilla. Suddenly, the 4,000-pound claims look slightly more valid and would approximately make them 8 to 10 times stronger than a human being lifting-wise, though strength and weight don't exactly work like that in a 1-to-1 ratio. Really. Looking back to older information, the statements get harder to verify, but could also be potentially more legitimate, as these were real interactions in the wild. We have accounts from 19th century explorer Paul Chalu recounting gorillas...
Oh yeah, this is back when they ain't had no cameras. You just had to write what you saw.
and bending metal guns with their bare hands.
Even
an older account from Andrew Patel that recounts that 10 people were unable to pin a gorilla down. Finally, more speculative calculations around things like gorilla bite force and punching strength, which is incredibly difficult to calculate without, having the gorilla punch something that actually measures the force. Still, even the most lowball calculations put the gorilla's strength at around 800
goddamn Godzilla Harambe ass,
with the highest being 3,660 joules of force. In comparison, humans output only about 74 joules with their punches, which would make the potential difference in punch power anywhere from around 10 to 50 times. I don't think really speed is something we really need to talk about here. It isn't like other power scaling topics.
Yeah, of course. But them niggas can't go, man. A big motherfucker going at that pace, goddamn running that motherfucker up. Come on now.
It's gotta be real now. Gorillas and humans are simply comparable in overall speed, with the gorilla being a bit faster in bursts of power, though such speeds aren't exactly sustainable. So overall, gorillas are stronger.
I wonder if you're gonna talk about that stamina. Now I was doing some, because I had fun with the debate. I was doing a little research. Them niggas got hella stamina too, though. Niggas ain't even say that. Them niggas they ain't getting tired as quick as you think.
Heavier and more powerful than multiple humans combined. Either way, though, are the humans cooked? Let's get into it. Now, in a 1v1, 2v1, or even 10v1, I think the gorilla could pretty easily take it. From everything we've seen, from historical accounts to estimations, a gorilla may legitimately be around 10 times the strength of average humans, making all of these random articles potentially...
So if you have 100 humans together, then that only makes them, that only makes that gorilla at that point, okay, be 10 times stronger than a regular human, but we add about 100 of them motherfuckers. Now the humans become what's the math there? What would it be like? 90 with 100 people, how much stronger would they be than the gorilla now? Okay. If they're 10 times stronger than one human, but you add 99 more humans, what is he now on, like 1 time as strong as them?
Correct.
Yeah, that'd be funny if y'all really try to put that math together.
Bites from a gorilla is going to be breaking bones of whoever is unlucky enough to be in range. As they tend to do, they can also easily grab, lift, and pull around any human they
I'm telling you, man, I told you they're gonna do a whole Avenger scene when Hulk grabbed Loki ass and went bang, 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 damn, get your ass down. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, fuck no, bro.
to grab.
I'm good off that.
Most attacks from a human are simply not going to legitimately harm a gorilla. The difference in the basic lifting and punching power being so immense that the person punching the gorilla would probably hurt their hands more than the gorilla's body.
Yeah.
As the number of humans increases towards 100, things get worse and worse for the gorilla for multiple reasons. Firstly, fatigue. Gorillas are not used to, nor are they really built for long, drawn-out fights. Most conflicts between gorillas only last a couple minutes at most, which is actually true for most humans as well. But while the gorilla might tear through 20, 30, 40 people, boom, there are still 60 humans the gorilla has to beat in order to win. Secondly, in this fight...
Yeah, so now it's a situation also of like, okay, but what if the humans... But the thing is, the humans gotta have to be able to attack him. No, that's the only thing. Like, if the humans can't attack him because that motherfucker moving around destroying all these other niggas, he might not have to worry about him as much as he think.
Strategy and coordination genuinely matter. For this fight to even happen, we kind of need to ignore the concept of fear for both sides. If the gorilla saw a group of 100 humans, they are very likely not going to attack and just run away. On the other side, if most people saw a gorilla beating up a dude, they're not going to jump in and help out. They're also running away. That being said, if both sides legitimately want to beat the other with full conviction and no other options, 100 people can pretty quickly coordinate to absolutely bum rush on the gorilla, who simply would not be able to attack every person at once, even 20 people at once, which brings up...
But granted, all those people, it depends, like I say, I feel like it depends on how that motherfucker moving though, because like, if he moving like crazy and you know, taking niggas out, then whoo, I don't know if you'll be able to even like... And then another thing is, like, 100 people can't attack him at the same time, right? Because you're going to probably be behind somebody and shit. So when y'all try to corral him, y'all all won't be able to hit him and beat on him because, you know, it's too many of y'all. So
wait, for as strong as a gorilla is, especially a potentially tired gorilla, is simply not strong enough to hold off the weight of a coordinated group of humans. At the mid-end estimation of 1,800 pounds, even just 20 200-pound humans would be able to pin down a gorilla, with the only claim to the contrary being from a guy born in the 1500s. Would people get hurt and probably be killed in this effort to pin him down? But again, there are 50 dudes all prepared to do this, let alone the 50 women.
And all prepared to die.
We need to be defeated, and even without tools, humans should be able to actually hurt gorillas. While human punches are far weaker than the apes, human kicks are overall far stronger. It can range from over 3,000 to over 4,000 joules, which is actually stronger.
Now that's assuming you can land the kick on the nigga.
Than gorilla punches from a pure energy output standpoint, as crazy as that sounds. So while yes, one guy randomly kicking a gorilla would probably do nothing, several dozen people all kicking at a gorilla's head while he's already pinned down would eventually take him out. So yes, 100 humans could beat a gorilla. If gorillas were truly a threat to literally 100 humans at a time, there would be far more stories of gorillas actually, you know, killing humans, while we have stories like this for elephants or bears. So bottom line is this: humans most likely win, but you don't want to be at the front of the crowd when you're staring down a silverback.
Hell no.
Thank you so much for watching.
So he think that it would be too many people at once, basically, to be able to kill that motherfucker. Okay, here's what I think. Stronger than normal humans and shit like that. And I heard they stamina actually pretty good, so they ain't gonna get as tired as he might have said in this video, because I mean, they get tired, of course, because, like, what the fuck? But, yeah, the reason why I say the gorilla is because I just feel like, it would be possible for the humans to beat the gorilla if the gorilla was, like, a stationary target. Like, if he just, like, to stand there and all he could do was, like, just punch and bang and boom, 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 and grab a couple niggas, throw your ass over there like a goddamn slinky. Okay, maybe, you know, because he not moving. So a bunch of niggas come up, bop, 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 throwing punches and shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, since that nigga gonna be moving, I'm like, nah, it ain't happening. If that nigga can, like, fucking jump and punch and sling his arm and stuff like that, he really get the acting and start ripping heads off. Cause that, I mean, imagine how much his clench is too. Like not just the jaw, like I hate you for that. It ain't even just that. It's also he mashing his hands down and squeezing the blood out of your head too, boy. And I'm just like, nah, man. It's not just the bite force, man. It's also that clenching on your head and treating his hand like a claw machine and using your ass like a toy and taking your ass out. And I just feel like the humans wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's like 100 people cannot attack him all at the same time. Like, that's just facts. Like, 100 people is too many people to have, like, it would only be a certain amount of people that's able to attack the gorilla because eventually there will be no more space to attack the gorilla. You know what I'm saying? When you punch it on the gorilla and beating on him and stuff like that, it may be only be able to, like, 20 people maybe at a time will be able to actually do something to the nigga. But when you try to account for the other 80 people, they not going to be able to corral the gorilla like that. Like how, like, because it ain't enough room. So it ain't enough room for everybody to attack him. And then once again, like I said, that nigga going to be moving. So he ain't just going to be standing there letting people attack him. He going to be like moving. He going to be jumping. He going to be running. He going to be punching. And like, it's just, man, I don't know, bro. I just feel like since the gorilla going to be moving around. Now, some people say maybe some people die, some people come out, and then, like, maybe the last amount of people, they'll have weakened them up good enough, or maybe have even tired the gorilla out enough, but I don't know. Excuse me. Personally think the gorilla, mainly because even with 100 people, like, everybody can't attack them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 200 people, again, it's just be a lot of people would have to be willing to die, though. But I guess it might be possible with 200. But y'all let me know in the comment section down below. Y'all know the debate. Y'all picking gorilla or 100 people and give your explanation why, man. It's been a stupid but fun conversation at the same time. But hey, man, at the end of the day, what can I say? It is what it is. What it's going to be is this project continue to come out with the content adventures bangers over and over again for you guys, doing my thing and doing it well till we get to the top. And it's just going to go further from there, man. But we building a unit here. And you can build this unit by like, commenting, and subscribing on this YouTube channel. Post notification bell for future videos. Sharing it with your best of friends. Following all these socials down below. That is how we build this God done unit. Because it is a group effort to make this what it will become. And that is a God done success. That being considered, said, I've been thought of and heard. Now that it's had a chance to resonate throughout your brains. Love and appreciate you guys. We're going to keep grinding, doing our thing and doing it well. That is the vibe that DJ's on.